Today's podcast is sponsored by King's Cleaning Solutions. King's offers carpet cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, upholstery cleaning, natural stone maintenance, area rug cleaning, and hardwood floor cleaning in Kokomo and its surrounding areas. Contact them today for all of your cleaning needs.
Welcome to another edition of The Lamp. I'm Pat Munsey, publisher of the Kokomo Lantern, and this is part of our ongoing political coverage you're watching here leading up to Election Day in November. Today I have a candidate for Howard County Commissioner, Jack Dodd, currently the incumbent and a Republican. Jack, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
So this is not my first go around with Jack. We've known each other for 20 years or so. Jack used to be the HR director with the city of Kokomo, 2 stints, one under the McKillop administration and then again under the administration of current Mayor Tyler Moore. So Jack has a little bit of government experience in that regard, also did some HR work in Yuma, Arizona in the interim, and has been a social worker, I'm going to say, with
case manager for Howard Community.
Yeah, so he's got some background with some people there too. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks.
Tell people a little bit about why you are running for commissioner.
Well, I'm running for re-election as a commissioner because we still have issues that needs to be dealt with here in Howard County. And I think those issues are going to require some experience, some leadership. And I think that we need to continue what we've started, and I want to finish those.
Cool. So you're finishing up your first term.
Correct.
What would you say are the highlights of your first term in office?
Well, we were fortunate enough to deal with the ARPA funds by the federal government. We received quite a bit of money, and we've taken that, we've refurbished our courthouse, our administration building, our highway. We've been able to purchase equipment. We've been able to do a lot of upgrades. That's been a big undertaking for us.
Sure, I think the highway garage just got finished up from a major overhaul, right?
Correct. About $1.4 million worth of overhaul.
And that was the first real attention that building had gotten in its existence, I think.
I think so.
Right. So you put the money to good use investing in infrastructure.
Right. And that saved our constituents a lot of tax dollars.
Gotcha. Very good. All right. So in the next 4 years, what are some of the challenges that you see on the horizon that you feel you're best suited to address as a commissioner?
Well, I think one issue that everybody likes to talk about right now is the jail.
Sure.
You know, do we need a jail? What are we doing about the jail? Well, and I think everybody's read that we are currently under an ACLU lawsuit. So for years and years, it's been an ongoing discussion. And it's been like a hot potato. Well, the hot potato has landed.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's kind of landed in our current administration's lap.
Sure.
With the ACLU lawsuit, in November, the president of the county council, the sheriff, and myself, we have to appear before a federal judge down in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And we have to answer to this lawsuit what we are doing.
And this lawsuit is involving overcrowding at the jail currently?
It's involving overcrowding and current conditions at the jail. So we have to tell this judge where we're at, what we're doing, and that judge will determine where we go from here. It could be as like, good job, keep doing what you're doing, and that's what we hope for. What we don't want is this judge to say, the federals will take it over. We're going to tell you what you will do.
Ooh, okay.
And that we do not want. So we've been visiting jails that's recently been built to get an idea of what's going to be required. We've had a jail study completed. We've had the National Institute of Corrections come in and do a study. So we've done some proactive things.
So what did these studies tell us?
Well, they don't really tell you anything. They give you some highlights of what you may need.
Okay.
They don't really tell you what to do. We've had people say, well, what about renovating? So we're looking at our current jail to see, could it be renovated? Could it be updated? Could it be built onto? Because that's one of the things we wanted to look at. And so we're doing that. We've looked at land. We continue to look at land. We're trying to do all these proactive things so when we go before this federal judge, we can say, Judge, here's all the things we've done. And we hope this judge will say, good job, continue on.
Okay. Now, in your gut, as someone who's going to have a vote in this process, do you feel we need a new jail?
Well, unfortunately, I have to say yes.
Okay.
Because currently, our jail has 360 beds. Because of classification system, we should have no more than, I believe the number is 292 inmates in there. So the sheriff can move people around in classifications. So we've had as high as 500
oh my gosh.
Inmates in that jail, triple bunking, moving people here and there. So currently we have been moving inmates to other counties. That's very expensive.
Sure. You have to pay every day for them, right?
Every day. So we can't, that's unsustainable to do that. So we have to do something.
Gotcha.
And we're looking at various alternatives.
Okay. As if you needed anything else on your plate, because that seems like a pretty big task. What are some of the other things that we're going to face over the next 4 years that you're going to have to address as a commissioner?
Well, many people don't realize that the county commissioners, we also serve on the Howard County Drainage Board. Mm-hmm. So the movement of water, stormwater, is a very important thing that we do.
Absolutely.
So we continue to look at that.
And we have a pretty large problem with our water in Howard County, in that wastewater in particular is a challenge outside of incorporated areas. I mean, you have the Taylor Sewer District that's finally revitalized and active again, but we have so many areas that are unserved.
Well, and that brings up a very good point, Pat, is because with that sewer district, we became aware a year or so ago that this system had various problems. So the commissioners became involved, and we started to look at that, and I'll use the word rescue. Yeah. And because that's what we did. We had to invest a large amount of funds into that because we had to make that work. So we've approached the city to help us out. They've been helping us, and because a third of those homes are in city limits.
Gotcha.
Because of the annexation and everything.
Right.
So they've been helping us out. But now we've got it back on I think, a good footing and on a positive level.
And so this district handles Hemlock, Oakford, and the unincorporated areas in southeastern Howard County.
That's correct.
Right? Does it go as far out as Jerome?
No, it doesn't go quite that far out.
So we got a basic idea of where this district is responsible for, but western Howard County has a serious effluent problem as well. As
it's true. We're looking at areas like West Middleton and other unincorporated areas that we have to deal with.
And so how do you propose addressing that particular problem?
Good question.
I wouldn't want to answer it, I'll be honest.
Now you know some of the problems facing us in this next term that we're going to be faced with and we're going to have to address.
One of the other things that comes up a lot at commissioners' meetings is solar farms. I know that there is a large solar farm that is projected for eastern Howard County. Right. I know that there are residents around that solar farm that are not exactly pleased with this development. Where are we in that process, and where does the concern of the community come into play in this?
Well, I like to tell people that when this project first came up, when we first heard of it, It was after, I think it was almost 2,000 acres have been signed under leases.
Wow.
That's when we first heard of commissioners. We did not know about it prior to. So it's not like the commissioners went out there and solicited this project. So we heard of it, and it's like, we really need to have a solar ordinance so that we have some control over what goes in and how it goes in. At the same time, the state was looking at this as well, not just here in Howard County, but over the entire state. They were wanting to take some control over these solars, and because some counties was voting no, and the state had a big push on these green energy.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I belong to the Indiana County Commissioners Association. I'm a member of their board of directors. And we wanted to retain local control. And that was a big push for us. So we wrote the solar ordinance, and a lot of work went into this solar ordinance. We took public comment. When we wrote this, there was 120 public comments when we went out for public comments. We tried to incorporate most of those public comments into our current solar ordinance. And so there was a lot of work. We have a very solid solar ordinance now. I think it protects the county quite a bit. Does it meet the needs of every person? No. What did Abe Lincoln say when you try to please all the people all the time? You wind up pleasing none of the people.
Sure.
So, but it is a solid solar ordinance. So, but where's it at now? The process is that it has to go through the Drainage Board. It has to go through the Planning Commission, and then it has to come to the commissioners.
Gotcha.
All that still has yet to be done.
So, as it stands today, where are you on that vote that will be coming to you? I mean, are you in favor of the project as it stands today, or are you wanting to see some changes in that project before you vote yes or no for it?
I want to make sure they're following the solar ordinance.
Gotcha.
That's very important to me, that solar ordinance, because I spent a lot of time helping write that. I want to make sure they follow that solar ordinance.
Okay, and if they do that, then is it reasonable to expect a yes vote then for you when it comes to it, or is it still?
Pat, I'm going to take you back to the days of Valley of Grace.
Okay.
I never completely make up my mind and advertise that till the day of.
All right. So it's still an open question.
It is an open question.
All right. Well, so that's something that, if elected, that will come up over the next 4 years. If people want to let you know how they feel, I mean, first of all, they can show up at a commissioners meeting, right?
Sure.
The first and third Mondays of the month at 4 o'clock.
What do you mean if they do?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hey, when they get a hold of you, and they do, so they can show up to a meeting, but is there other ways that they can reach out and give you their opinion on not just solar, but any matter that affects them in the community?
We have the commissioner's line. Mm-hmm. They can call, leave voicemails. They can call. My cell phone number's out there everywhere.
Okay.
So email, whatever's most convenient for them.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to add about yourself or about the campaign, about your expectations?
Howard County has a lot of opportunities ahead. We have a lot of challenges ahead. We need to maximize those opportunities. We need to face those challenges. It's going to take experience. It's going to take leadership. I think as president of our commissioners, I think I can do that. And I try to do what's best for the citizens. Now, can I please every person? I can't. But I can try to do what's best for the whole.
Very good. All right, so Jack Dodd is running for Howard County Commissioner. He'll be on the ballot as a Republican and the incumbent. Make sure that you vote in November.
Yes.
regardless of who you vote for, I want to make sure that you vote. I'm going to reiterate this a lot. If you're straight ticket voting, don't forget the school board races down at the bottom. They're important too. But I want to thank Jack for joining us today. I think you've been a little more informed on some of the issues that are facing Howard County and how the commissioners will interact with that. And I really appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So that's it for this episode. Look for more episodes of The Lamp in our election coverage. And I hope you watch them all and enjoy them all and don't want to throw things at me when you're done watching them. I'll trust that this went okay. So thank you for your time. And as always, please be good to each other.